Hey, what time does Serena Williams wake up? 10ish.
Can we start? Can we start?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can start. Yeah, okay, we
Okay.
can start recording. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
I've been
This is
recording.
Oh, you have been? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that one recorded. Ah, Jesus Christ.
All right, let's do this.
All right. So, with Diablo 4 being out for 3 days now, I think it's about time we did an initial review on what we think about the game. We're going to be starting off with some gameplay. Raheem, what do you think about the gameplay so far?
This gameplay is fucking awesome. Even though it's pretty much the same like Diablo 3, but you know what? That fucking works
I
to me.
I feel like it's a more refined Diablo 3,
Yeah, I
but
mean, yeah.
we have yet to see what endgame builds and legendaries look like. So there's still a lot to see with the gameplay, but so far
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love this. I love this so much.
There,
Um,
there is just something about like Diablo gameplay that can't be mimicked by a lot of these other ARPGs. I know you haven't really played them, but I have, and they just don't hit the same at all. It just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like that one. I forgot its name. I
Oh,
did
I
play
think
that.
I think you played Wolson, right?
Yeah, yeah, Walson. Right. You know, it's like I tried getting into it, um, but all it made me want to do was just play Diablo 3 again. I don't know. You know, I just was just happy with Diablo, and now Diablo 4 is out. It's like, oh man, I just love it. You know, it's a whole new thing, and the gameplay is just freaking stellar. Like it is harder too. Like it seems like
Yeah,
the game is
it
harder.
is. It is. I've noticed that there's not so many hordes of monsters as there are small groups, but they're like kind of difficult to contend with, even though they're normal enemies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely something different. But I love it. You know, I love it. It's like the same old Diablo feel with just a few enhancements, and that's all you really need.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all you
exactly.
really need.
Because
You know.
you know what's really weird though is a lot of people do not like Diablo 3.
Uh, what?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's it's like a popular opinion apparently that Diablo 3 is like bad. And I'm like,
What?
I got like almost 300 days pumped into that game. Total
What the-
playtime. Total playtime. It's bad. I was down bad for Diablo 3.
I mean, I want to have a discussion about why someone would think Diablo 3 is bad.
You,
I actually want to have a discussion about that because that doesn't
I,
make any sense to me at all.
I don't know. It's like an internet opinion. I don't know anybody personally who thinks that.
The wrong type of
But
internet
I
opinion.
can assume it's the Diablo 2 Andes
I guess. I mean,
because these
it's just
people hold Diablo 2 on like such a really high pedestal that Diablo 3 wasn't good enough for them. Something like that. I really don't know. But
yeah,
if you're a
I
Diablo
don't
2
know.
guy who hated Diablo 3, let me know down in the comments why you think that.
Yeah, I would really like to know too because Diablo 3 is phenomenal. Like it's a phenomenal game, and Diablo 4 it just makes it that much better. Makes it that much better.
It does. There's a couple of things I not really concerned about, but that bother me with the game, like these goddamn bugs that made a comeback. They should have learned their lesson the first time around. But it's
Listen,
fine. It's, you know.
listen, these fucking bugs, man, nothing compared to the goddamn polar bears I gotta contend with. Okay, it's not
I
cool when you gotta
I
deal
would
with two fucking polar bears.
I would rather deal with the polar bears than these damn bugs. These bugs
That
give
the
me
polar bears.
these bugs give me PTSD from Diablo 3, okay?
I mean, okay, I get that,
Oh my
but I
god.
mean, polar bears, man.
Dying.
I'm coming. I'm coming. You are fighting two
I
bosses,
went
my
down the
guy.
wrong name.
Yeah, yes, you fucking did. Jeez.
I'm out of
All right,
potions.
there we
I'm dead.
go. Oh, oh shit!
But this is what we were
No,
talking
no.
about with the difficulty, right? Is things are just like kind of hard. They're just a little bit more difficult. But there's not, you know, hordes of enemies taking up your whole screen.
Right, right, right. It's not just, you know, you're just trying to, you know, fight everything as much as you can, and their stealth seems is just fucking endless. No, there's just these little fucking hordes that are just strong.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. What
I,
the fuck?
I like it a lot. It's a little slow in my opinion, but what early game isn't slow, you know?
Oh yeah.
The you know, the build the way to work a build is a little rough, especially for druids. Druids be having a rough time early game. But
Okay.
allegedly they are like one of the best classes late game. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I played druid because I like the aesthetic. I like the whole thing behind it, the whole idea behind it. So
I haven't. Well, I mean, I haven't. I haven't had that real issue with my barbarian. I mean, to be honest, it seems like I'm playing my barbarian in Diablo 4 like how I did in Diablo 3.
right.
Just
Well,
win.
that's kind of why I didn't play Necromancer, because I was thinking about playing Necromancer, but then I was like, I played a Necromancer in D3. It wasn't really my thing, and it seems like it's basically just the same thing.
Okay.
And Druid seemed really cool. And it's a new thing, so I was like, yeah, this will do. I'm okay with this.
I get that.
And let's not talk about the let's not talk about the first beta druid build.
I did not play a druid in the beta, so I would not know that. Was it that bad?
It was terrible.
Oh shit.
Like these little like stinging swarms right here would have killed me.
God damn, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it was bad. It was really bad. There was one boss in the first dungeon. Did you do the Lights Reach dungeon? Where you fight the werewolf at the end, the big werewolf?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't kill that boss. At
Really?
all.
Wow.
At all.
Okay.
Like it took me 5
legendary.
minutes to even get it. I hate it. It took me 5 minutes to get like even like a little like down to half, and then once it went into that phase 3 where it started doing all the crazy shit, that was it.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up. I wasn't strong enough. The druids were just so weak.
God damn. Actually, you know what? Can we talk about the bosses for a second? These dungeon bosses.
Yo, they're rough, man.
Yeah, they fucking are. Holy shit.
But that is something that's really enjoyable, because like the Diablo 3 dungeons didn't really have bosses. They just had an elite at the end.
Right.
And, you know, elite mobs are, you know, they're elite mobs. They don't really bother you too much. Unless you walk into a fucking triple ice fucking...
fucking laser beams and shit.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk about the ice monsters, the ice affixes for a second on these elites? Because they're nasty.
Yes, they are.
When they just keep freezing you, and you just got to stand there and take it. It's that's rough. That's fucking.
Yo, I am getting fucking like stunned with almost everything. Like with ice, the fucking spiders, especially when you fight the spider bosses, they are fucking rough. The spider bosses are definitely rough. I don't know if you fought any of them.
I don't think I have, actually.
Well, when you fight them, it's rough because they stun you. They stun you most of the time, and some of them will just spit out like fucking pools of acid while summoning a whole bunch of fucking ads. It's fucking crazy. It is hard. This game is very much rough for melee, at least from what I have found.
100%.
Yeah, like melee characters kind of
the caster privilege is fucking real.
Yeah.
Like it's absurd, the caster privilege.
Yeah. It's definitely something that keeps showing your toes, where you can't just like You can't just like go ahead and just stay there and just like keep on fucking, hitting the person the entire time while they're hitting you. No, you gotta actually like
Yeah.
maneuver and shit as a
Yep.
melee. It's something. It's definitely something. No, as a barbarian, I'm just used to pressing my buttons and then doing my thing while just standing and taking it, and I can't really now because I will die.
Right. You can't just whirlwind into an army of enemies and just walk out okay, unscathed.
Right, exactly. It's difficult. Now this is of course on World Tier 2. I played on World Tier 2 and World Tier 1. It's definitely a different difficulty. World Tier 1 is easier. A
Yeah,
lot easier if you're playing solo.
I definitely enjoy the difficulty of World Tier 2. I've been playing on World Tier 2 the whole time.
Okay.
It's just I enjoy the challenge.
Right.
Especially now that druids can actually keep up.
Okay.
So it makes the bosses a little bit more interesting. I mean, sometimes mobs are just kind of like they're, you know, the hell they call them things. They're
Overwhelming? Or...
no, they got a huge health pool. They're just punching bags.
Oh, okay.
Something like the lesser mobs. So I'll be standing there boxing up a fucking a random ass marauder, and I'm just like sitting there for 10 seconds and it won't die. I'm like, shouldn't you be dead in like 2 hits? And he's just squaring up with me. I'm like, bro, what?
Oh man. And I will say something too. Like I also really enjoy the
Oh, what the hell was that?
like the character customization for like barbarian. Like I don't know if you have it, but like I have 4 different weapons. And it's like I have one that's a slashing weapon, a bludgeoning weapon, and then dual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I can switch between them whichever I want. Like it depends on the skill and everything like that, but I can switch between them. So like I can use like for instance, if I were to just use my lunging attack, I can go ahead to my ability screen, and then let's go to my skill assignment here. And I can choose, like I can cycle my weapons, so I can choose to do like dual wield,
Mm-hmm.
for instance. Like
And
if I want to do it, like if I want to do like a dual wield lunging, like you see now I'm using
right
my two weapons for dual wield.
now,
It's
do they do
it's
different
cool.
effects? Like the one ability does a different effect depending on the weapon you have.
So it definitely depends on the type. Like it definitely depends on like what the weapon has on itself. It doesn't necessarily like differ between like what they actually do. Actually, let me see something
So
here.
it's not like okay, I have a mace, so my attack has a chance to stun,
Well,
or I have a
actually,
sword, so they have a chance to bleed, or something like that.
with the weapon expertise, yes, it does. That actually does matter. So right now I'm using cleaver. So
Hmm.
it's just my slashing weapon. I think it's considered a two-handed axe. So with my two-handed axe, and with his expertise, I get 13.5% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. All right, and so every time I do that, I do increase damage to vulnerable enemies. If
Hmm.
I were using my two-handed mace, then up to 10% chance to gain 2 fury when hitting an enemy. So right there, it changes between my two weapons, and then
Right.
it also works for your build too. If I wanted to use my mace for my lunging, then I can go ahead and it'll generate my fury for me, or get a lucky chance to generate fury, which will give me more of my whirlwind,
Okay.
stuff
Okay.
like that. But I have other whirlwind generating ability, so I don't actually have to use my main skill for that. So instead, I use my slashing one for my two-handed axe, so that way I can do increased damage to vulnerable enemies. Which my whirlwind actually makes them vulnerable, and I just beat them down with my axe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have the multiple weapon things like you do, but
Okay.
the druid's abilities kind of go hand in hand with each other real nicely.
Okay.
The build I'm running right now, I think it's the landslide build that everybody talks about, that everyone's been talking about. But I'm not sure. But basically what happens is I beat the brakes off them with my left click, my storm strike, and it chain lightnings and it applies vulnerability and immobilizes them.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Then with the immobilization, I get a Terremote stack for my landslide ability. And Terremote is a guaranteed critical strike when I use my landslide.
Okay.
So that's basically what the whole build is centered around, is just making them vulnerable, making them immobilizing them to get Terremote stacks, and then just spamming the fuck out of right click, because it just does chunks of fucking damage, and you can see that on the screen now if you're watching the video. But then when I run out of Terremote stacks, it does normal damage, which is not that great.
Right.
And then I have my Hurricane, which procs some extra abilities, which just keep dropping lightning bolts on things every time I hit them. So it's just damage on damage on damage. It's great.
Okay.
And then my Petrify, that's the big one. That's my ultimate ability. Stuns everything, and it on basically the whole screen. Just stuns the whole screen. And since it's a stun, it gives me Terremote stacks. And then everything that got hit with Petrify takes like 25% increased damage, critical damage. So I just start chunking things. It's pretty great. I can do it right now on the screen. Except I don't have Terremote, so it didn't do anything.
Okay, so you need you need a Terremote. Right,
Yeah.
right. But me, I'm doing like increased damage because they're vulnerable right now. So every time you make something vulnerable, I'm just doing increased damage.
Now
Like,
here's my question: does my
vulnerability
vulnerability affect you? Like, if I make them vulnerable, do you see that?
So yes, and as long as they're vulnerable, my axe does more damage.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So the vulnerability on an enemy, if I hit them, procs extra lightning bolts to drop down.
Okay.
So that's super helpful.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, just the gameplay of this, the different builds you could do and everything, it's amazing. It really is. It's really fun. It's more customizable than Diablo 3 was.
Yeah.
Cool, actually. But it's not like it's overwhelming. You know, to me, at least to me, it's not like it's overwhelming. It's pretty great. It is pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the story? Like, I'm a little terrified of Lilith. Like,
Oh yeah, Lilith's
she's definitely terrifying.
an interesting character.
Yeah, she's definitely terrifying.
I don't want to
actually
drop any spoilers so that we can't talk too much about it, but I think I can take the tidbit of she draws the worst out of people.
Yeah.
I think I can say that without spoiling too much, and it's basically she's almost like a super succubus.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. No, it's
there's a lot
I gotta go back.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of there's a lot of story stuff I would like to talk about, but since it's still early, I want to avoid spoilers. We'll do that in our full review. But there are a lot of there's a specific character that makes an appearance that I have a lot of questions about, and I have questions about our old Diablo 3 characters and what happened between that entire game and now. Like, what happened? There's no real segue, which is actually, I can't talk about this part, is the intro to the game. I think was a little lackluster. It's just like, who are we? What were we doing on the mountain? Why did we almost freeze to death? What the hell was that dog in the intro? There's a lot of questions that really haven't been answered yet, and I'm on Act 3. It just kind of throws you into this situation. And it's a little off-putting, but the game is enjoyable enough to, keep you going.
Right.
But like in Diablo 3, you knew what you were doing in Tristram,
Right.
And from there you knew what you were doing with the rest of the game.
Yep. Oh, hey, here's one of those fire bosses you said you never beat. Huh, look at that.
This will be why is it? God, it's poison everywhere. This is terrible.
I mean. Yeah, I mean, there's and then watch the little spider webs in the floor, because you will get caught and they will stun you, and it sucks.
Like that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
blend in with the damn floor.
Yeah, and it's not great when you're fucking stuck in that, and then all of a sudden all these spiders come at you and just fucking chunk your health
Yeah.
down.
Um,
um,
I
but
guess
yeah, I
that
mean,
this is a
so
good opportunity to talk about like the visual effects.
oh yeah,
The game looks fucking beautiful.
definitely, definitely.
But the problem with that is, which a lot of games run into this problem, for the sake of trying to make their game look good and be immersive, and whatever you want to call it. Like, how am I supposed to see these spider webs on the floor?
Right.
It's
Well,
it's
right
detrimental to the gameplay
okay.
because there's a lot going on the screen,
Yeah.
and I can't run around and do what I gotta do and dodge the boss and see these spider webs at the same time. You know what I mean?
Can you limit those special effects?
Maybe, but like I shouldn't have to.
Okay.
I don't know how to make it better, but like,
Well, you know what? Think about it with Final Fantasy 14. You know how there's that setting to like turn off everybody else's special effects?
right. But that's not the problem. Like, it still blends in with the floor really well. And you still need to see the acid pools that the spider's spitting out.
Right.
So
right.
it just gets kind of messy. And speaking of Final Fantasy 14 and their effects, they fall into this trap too. You know when you're fighting a boss and there's an orange effect on an orange floor with more orange abilities and you can't see what's going on where?
Yep.
That's a huge problem that I don't like. It's not often that it happens in this game, but it does happen. As you saw with the spider we just fought, it is a thing that happens. But honestly, it's manageable because you die, you just reset. You don't have to walk all the way back. It's not like an MMO.
Right. Exactly.
It's
Unless you die in a boss room.
well, yeah, but you still don't have to run that far back.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I think the worst. Now, actually, you know what? I don't even think it was an issue. No, it wasn't an issue. I was gonna talk about the 3 succubus bosses in Nostrava. Yeah. But I think that was just a shit. That was just straight up shit show.
Yeah.
That was a rough boss fight.
Yeah, definitely. If you travel to my portal, you'll be able to, there's another dungeon over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do get that. I do get that. It is a lot going on, in this, but it doesn't, I would say it doesn't take away from the quality of the game, though. It just makes it.
Yeah, it makes it a little irritating at times, but you're right. It does not take away from the quality of the game.
Yeah.
But speaking of the strongholds, the multiplayer aspect of the game is quite interesting.
Yes.
It's like
definitely.
if you go into dungeons are like instance content, and then you've got the open I want to say like mini servers, right? I think there's like only so many people that can be here at once.
Kind of like Destiny and the Tower.
Right.
Any world, really.
Well, yeah, but it's definitely scaled down to like only a couple of people. I think it must be like maybe 20 or maybe 30 tops, but 30 might be pushing it. But it's definitely interesting to see just people running around the world, running around town, grouping up with, not even grouping up with them, just like there's an event that's going on and people just show up and y'all deal with the event together. It's great. I love it. Yeah. It gives a new feel to Diablo, because Diablo's always been, you're either alone or you're with people and you're in a friend group. But this time there's just random ass strangers.
Right. I mean, this world is it feels alive because of that.
Right.
It's one of those it feels alive because of that. I mean, even sometimes when you go walk down and you just see a random AI soldier that's just fighting.
Oh yeah. I love that. I'd be walking around and I just see the little dude fighting outside of town, I'm like, my man needs help.
Gotta go help. I mean, hell, if you're right there, why not, right?
Right.
And you know, it's really cool because it gives you that immersion. It truly gives you that immersion. You know, it's not a dead world. It does feel, you know, and it's great. You know, the events and everything like that. You know, if you fail the event, or you fail the I guess the bonus portion of the
Yeah,
event,
the mastery.
right? The mastery portion of the event, like it like especially with the freaking ghost woman. It's
Oh
like,
my god,
damn,
yeah.
I just damned her for like eternity. That,
I do like that. Like when you fail, like there's an actual, not like a real consequence, other than like you don't get, you know, the good loot. But it's
right,
just like there's a bad ending to this event.
right, exactly, exactly.
You can get a bad ending.
It's fucked because not only does it make you want to, like, fight to get the you know, the better rewards, but it's also like, man, I just don't want to see this girl like damned, like,
What?
fuck, you know.
But yeah, no, that was, yeah. The events are really cool.
Yeah.
World bosses we haven't seen yet, so we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, that'll be for the end game,
I
probably.
I love how big the map is. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's fucking massive, and it doesn't feel like it's doesn't feel empty, like you were saying before. The world does feel
No,
alive.
it doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. There's this emotion to it. There really is, you know, and you can see, like, you can really see how it affects, you know, people. Just walk up and talk to them and everything like that. You can really see how it affects them, how whatever's going on, how it really affects them and stuff like that. It's really cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's really cool. This world feels alive and everything. It's not just dead. I mean, I've been playing this game nonstop since the early access. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Same.
truly
I
amazing. It's truly amazing because of the immersion.
I went to have to uh, join my static group for the Final Fantasy 14 race, and I was like, man, there's new content in Final Fantasy 14. I'm just like, I'd rather be playing Diablo. And that's how you know it's
Yeah.
bad, because I fucking love Final Fantasy 14.
Oh man, but this is just, I, it's a welcome change. You
Yeah.
know, it's definitely a
You
welcome change
know,
of pace.
you know what's really nice is that I have not encountered a single bug or glitch, anything. Not a single one.
That is saying something. I have not had that experience, but I will say it's not like bugs or glitches or anything like that. It's mostly just lag.
Well,
You know, server
right.
lag.
Well, yeah, I've had server lag, but like nothing catastrophic to the game. Nothing that's
Right.
gonna blow my fucking inventory up, you know? Like a
Right.
little bit of lag might kill me, but at the end of the day, the game did just, you know, basically just get released.
Well, yeah, yeah,
It would be expected.
yeah.
But I'd like to appreciate what Blizzard has done for a second here, because let's be honest, releases like this do not usually go very well.
You're
And
telling me.
on
Yeah.
day one of the early access, I was in a minute, and then there
Yep.
was a little bit of a hiccup for about an hour, and I was back in the game.
Yep. Yep. This
And
it definitely is nice to see that.
it really is, especially in the games industry nowadays, when people just release unfinished garbage. It really is nice to see them put this much effort and love into a game, you know.
Yeah.
And
I wonder what
this is
happened.
this is an old, you know, this is a staple title in the Blizzard series.
Right.
And I mean, we could go on and on about what's happened to Blizzard games over the years, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, that's not something we gonna talk about. But Diablo Immortal. But
Well,
you know, you know, it is what it is. They've had their missteps and everything. But I love what they did with Diablo 4. They did a phenomenal job so far. You know, I'm loving this game, and the world is massive. The world is massive. Like,
Yeah.
if you bring up your map right quick, you know, you'll see there are a bunch of dungeons.
Oh yeah, there's
I
so
think-
many dungeons.
there's so many dungeons, and not only that, but there's like, if you go to your world map, there's just
I mean,
there's stuff on the top of the bar,
yeah,
that tells you like everything in the region and stuff like that. You know,
the renowned stuff. Yeah,
right? The renown, yes, renown is really cool.
yeah,
You know, you get rewards for pretty much just exploring. You know,
yeah,
it's really cool. You get rewards for just exploring, and
yeah.
that's awesome.
You get skill points. You get potion capacity at higher
Yeah,
levels. Obels and Paragon points.
yeah. It's
Phenomenal
not
system
just
they put in.
right. It's not just bullshit.
Right,
Like,
and you
get a
don't,
skill
and
point.
it's not like you have to do bullshit to get experience. You do stuff that you would do naturally. You go and do dungeons. You go and do side quests. You don't feel forced to do these things. It just naturally occurs. You go and explore. You get renowned. You go and open up a town portal. You get renowned. You go do clear a dungeon. You know, whatever it is, you do an event. Find the Lilith statues. Basically, there's like almost anything you do in the game, like the first time around you're in a new area and you find something new, you're getting renown for it. So it's not like
Right.
you have to force yourself to go out of your way to get this renown and level up. I've done jack shit in some of these areas and I'm almost level 3.
Did you eat?
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
incredible.
it's
That truly is
like
incredible. Oh, here we go.
so this is great. I do love this.
Yeah, the renown. Yeah, I can't. It just feels good to get rewarded for exploring, for really just taking in the game and everything. It feels good. It feels really good. I mean, as far as this game is now, this game is great. You know, and if I had to give it a rating right now, it's definitely, to me, a 10 out of 10. Like, I would definitely rate this game 10 out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
how it is right now. And it's I don't know, maybe I'm being I'm being too, you know, too generous. I don't know, but I to me, this game is 10 out of 10. Is just the feeling that I
Yeah.
have 10 out of 10.
I mean, so far I haven't found a single issue with the game, other than the intro to the story, and a couple of burning questions I have. But we'll talk about that in another video. I'd 100%. I'd give this a solid 9. Easy
Okay.
9, actually. I'd give it an easy 9. Everything feels good about the game. Everything is smooth. No issues. The game, it's Diablo. It just feels so good to play.
Right.
I would highly recommend it.
Definitely.
If you're looking for this to be your decision-making video, get the game. You don't need to play Diablo 1, 2, or 3 to get this game, to understand what's going on in this game. These are just
So
questions
far,
as a long time. Well, yeah, so far. These are just questions as a long-time fan that I have. So it's not crazy important. Ooh, legendary. And let's talk about the satisfaction of seeing a legendary drop. That's always a good feeling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Every time.
Definitely. And the game is not stingy with legendaries. It is not stingy.
Well,
I've gotten a whole bunch.
That's
Well,
debatable.
not for me, at least.
I've been having a rough time.
You know, I filled up my aspects thing, man, and I'm about to fill up again. Like, it's to me, it's not stingy, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm not even close to that many. That's actually depressing.
You just have bad luck. That's all
RNG
you.
Jesus hates me. That's it.
I would
All
say
is
this
right
is
in the world.
definite. I will say that this is definite game of the year contender. But we all know that Zelda's gonna win game of the year. So,
Well,
you know,
yeah. We'll have to see where the story goes with this game. But yeah, I definitely feel like it's definitely a good contender for game of the year. And
Yeah,
with Final Fantasy
although-
16 right around the corner in 2 weeks, this is going to be an interesting month.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know this, and this and Final Fantasy 16, it's great. I know it's gonna be a great time for gaming right now.
Yeah.
For this.
Tears of the Kingdom, The Final Fantasy VII remake or rebirth trailer just dropped. It's an exciting year.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is.
And it's finally picking up. I feel like it's been pretty slow for the first half of this year.
Yeah, in certain ways, yeah, it's been kind of slow. But you know, I'm happy that this is out. You know, I'm just really happy to be playing this game.
Yeah, same.
I'm just really happy to be playing the game. And I know this game is going to take me definitely a long time. I want to play every character.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games we play for the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean we did that with Diablo.
Yeah, exactly.
We did that with Diablo 3.
Yeah, we played Diablo 3 for what, almost 8-9 years before we stopped playing.
Yeah, yeah. And we definitely could have went back to it again. Like it's
100%.
Diablo 3 is amazing as well. So, but yeah, this definitely is going to be one of those couple of years games, and I just love it. I just love it.
Yeah. So. What are you excited to see in the end game?
I want to see these world bosses. I want to see how that works.
Same.
These world bosses. I'm really excited for it. I haven't seen anything online about world bosses. All I know is that apparently they exist. I have not seen anything online about them, so I'm going to be very surprised, and I'm pleasantly surprised, I hope. I can't wait.
I've seen them do a Shava in the beta. I didn't get to experience it myself. I missed the window for it. But yeah, I'm super excited for world bosses too. But I'm also like huge into theory crafting, so seeing all the legendaries come out and being able to work up builds is going to be super exciting.
Yeah,
I always love seeing that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think that's all we got for today. Let us know what you guys are looking forward to in the game, how you like it down in the comments below. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Alrighty. Alright, so I still want to go to this dungeon though.
Yeah, we're still gonna play. Fuck out of here. Just because the recording ended doesn't mean we stopped playing.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm still recording, so we're putting this in the blueprint.